morning, everyone. Today is Friday, December the 16th. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. It's only my third try. I've got a couple of wonky things going on my Camtasia network. So let's just jump right in. SPY has been gapping down. Take a look at this. All right, we talked about this in a prior commentary. So let's go back and notice the gap that we're seeing from, I need to use dailies so we can actually see where these things are coming. And I'm in the middle of a trade. Hang on 2 secs. Let me flatten that because I'm trying to bottom pick. All right. So here we are. The beauty of TrendSpider giving us this heat map area. And that's where we're battling. 383. If you've looked at a lot of my charts, you're going to know this number. This number is going to be it. So here's what we're working on. 381 as the baseline on the bottom, all the way up to 392. And so I've put us some positions on this morning that should benefit that greatly. We're going to leg out of them as price action moves, but we're going to give it a chance to really gyrate. I don't really want to trade in and out a ton, but I really like the fact that I believe that we're bottoming here for the moment. What's happening is, as we pop up into this zone near 386, we run right into sellers. And so let's go all the way down to our 1 hour chart and see what levels we need to look at in order to position ourselves in the market. Again, I'm sorry I'm late. Just terrible this morning. All right. So as we look at our 1 hour, we're still well inside of that 1 hour range. We've got about 10 minutes left. And so here's what we're looking at. We're looking at the price action lifting off of the floor and moving back up into this area. We've got $4 trillion of motion that needs to be unwound in the options market because it is quadruple witching, hence the little witch hat there. But that's really what we're after today. Can we hold the zone? And if not, how deeply do we fade? So here's the thing. We already failed the test of 385. My suspicion is every bounce helps us get lower into the 381 and maybe even the 378 zone. That's my thought. All right. So if we take a look at the 15-minute or the 5-minute or the 10-minute, something super tight to help you figure out, hey, how can I trade in this space? You know what, folks? It's as simple as saying to yourself, wait, where is support? And did I just break it? And look at this. Up into the 386, broken. Guess what? We're going to head down here. That's what the traders want to do. Now, let's say they don't. Just because the traders want to do it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So the traders are going to try to do that. But where do we get to position with strength? We only get to position with strength when we are sitting at the major lines that we need to watch. That just broke down at that 386 coming into the morning. If you're in a beagle and you stare down what it is I've been talking about here, this is going to come to you as no surprise. So that's what I think. I think we're grinding into here. Could buyers come up and move? Yes, absolutely. Let's take a look at the futures. I know a lot of us look at futures together. Here we are doing the same sort of thing, just trying to hold this baseline. But if not, we know that the price action can easily fall into these lower levels. Let's go to a weekly so we can pay attention to exactly what we're after here. Right? So let's have a peek well below the inside of last week, taking a look at a very big congested level here with buyers. Maybe they're down here at 38, 37. We could absolutely keep fading. Fact of the matter is, the first pass bounce into 3,900 came, held for a moment. We got into maybe 3,909. All the sellers came in, shoved us right back down. So my suspicion is any of the motion up here brought in the sellers that are trying to force us down. Look at us trying to hold this area right here. I'll put something on it because it's right at that heat map. Snap to that grid right there. It's that 378 to 376. Watch them battle. Right now, it looks a little bit like a double bottom. on a tighter time frame, but in the grand scheme of things, my suspicion is that we are headed absolutely lower, just trying to flush out all the support ranges and trying to find convicted buyers that are able to say, you know what, I'm going to stop it here. That looks like 38.50 to me. All right, now let's take a look at the Qs really quickly. See if they're going to give us the same kind of suspicion. Listen, as long as we're under this 11,500, we're going to sell here. Look at us slipping into the 11,400 area right here at these wicks. 11,350. What are they going to do? They're going to try and hold it, right? Whether they can or not, we don't know. But what we do know is if we decide we're going to go long here and it loses quick support, let's go down to our 30-minute here. We're looking for them to hold this area. So where should our stop be? 320, right? If we're planning on holding this. So we've got 20 points of risk, or we just wait for it to come in, then bounce and create a ledge that's less risk, right? Maybe it ends up being 10 points instead of 20. They are going to try and use old resistance as new support, and they're going to try and push that up. But the fact of the matter is the break here and its failure to hold that 11,400 really brings all the sellers right back into the market. The sellers are in clear control, buyers battling for their lives right here. They're going to try and do their best to stem the tide, but it doesn't look like they're going to until we get to the next ledge. So let's go to a daily here in the Qs and see the NQ here and see what we've got. So we've got wicks and bodies, a lot of wicks and bodies, somewhere around 11,240, could be 11,260, but that's the next ledge these guys are going to try and walk down in the near term, right? So watch it and anticipate that your bounces are still sell zones. Take a look. High, low, lower, high, except for that crazy wick. And now we're coming to a lower low. Are we using less volume to do that? Yes, but we're also rolling into the midline of the day where things get a little crazy. I still think that we're headed down, folks. That's just the way it looks. Lastly, let's take a look at the Qs. Qs, here we are. Here's a gap from the daily. We've got 0 prints in between 273 and 272. Nature abhors a vacuum, and it turns out so do traders. So we're going to try and fill this in. Bounces, going to give us sell zones. Lines in the sand. Where do the buyers come back and say, you know what, I'm going to try and give it a go? Listen, the first thing we have to do is get above the low of the prior day. That's 275. But the more important thing is to get up over the close and hold it. If that happens, we're going to get ourselves a run back into the baseline of the prior week, potentially 280. Until then, this is bounces, giving us sell zones, very, very choppy, and it is going to get significantly crazy into the last hour and a half of trading. That is going to be really noisy. Hey, good luck trading today. I'll see you on Monday.